Yo, what's going on? So here we go. Last one of the terminology throughout the grades. We've done all the way up to red tag now. So the last two to do, red belt, black tag. So not a huge amount of theory left to add, but there is a few things. And obviously with black tag, with first cup, there'll be different requirements than throughout the cup grading as you go to first dan. And that's kind of up to the association that you're a part of and what their sort of requirements are. But nonetheless, we'll look at some of the techniques and terminology in the two remaining patterns that we haven't covered, that we haven't seen so far. Again, like I've been saying throughout this whole series, it's not comprehensive. This is not enough to say, this is all the theory requirements that you'll need. You'll need to know other things that aren't in your pattern. You'll need to know Korean terminology that isn't part of the pattern you're studying at that specific grade. But this is a starting point, and it's a bare minimum kind of thing that you need at this level. You're familiar with the Korean and the English terminology of the techniques from your pattern that you're studying at this moment, right? Again, the way I think of Korean terminology is like little Lego bricks that you click together. When you know one component and another component and another component, you can just sort of clip them all together and create techniques and create translations. So let's have a look through some of the patterns and have a think about where we go. So red belt, hwarang, that's what we're at. Moa Jumbasugi C, closed ready stance C. We already know closed ready stance. It's a new stance, closed ready stance C, but we know the translation. Moa Jumbasugi C. First technique is new. It's a sitting stance, which we know, Anonsugi, but it's palm pushing block, and we should be able to piece this together. If you've watched the last videos, you'll know the two terms for that independently. So now you just have to put them together. Palm, if you remember, is sunbarak, and pushing is miro, and block is maki. So sunbarak, miro, maki. Palm pushing block, sunbarak, miro, maki. You have your punch. Now you have upward punch. Again, something that you should be able to piece together. If you've been watching the last few videos, you'll be able to put them all together. So you know punch is Jiruji, from Jungun, Olio Maki. So now you have upward punch, Olio Jiruji, upward punch, Olio Jiruji. We have our punch. We have our, so we have two new things here. We have a new stance, and we have a new technique. So we have vertical stance, and we also have downward knife hand strike. So again, this sort of stuff is easy enough to put together. A vertical stance you don't know, you just have to learn. Sujiksugi, vertical stance, sujiksugi. And downward knife hand strike. Again, should be able to piece this together from previous videos. We know knife hand is Sunkal. We know strike is Teregi. We know downward is Nerio from Nerio Chagi, downward kick. So now we can put them together. And it's Sunkal Nerio Teregi. Knife hand, downward strike. Plowing through the rest of this, where do we go? Dun. You've done your Yop Chagi, it's fine. So no other real, where else? I mean, we haven't seen in patterns Dalio Chagi, but here it is. Dalio Chagi turning kick. You'll have definitely picked this one up from yellow belt. You'll have been doing turning kicks, but this is the first time you see it in pattern. So where else do we have? We have your L stance. Point of information on L stance here, punching. The punch is in hwarang, right? So we have, it's Apchimuk Juruji in an L stance. And when we talk about obverse and reverse, we always say, in walking stance where the weight is 50-50, we would have the right hand and the right foot, obverse punch. The right hand and the left foot, reverse punch. So that's Baro Apchimuk and Bande Apchimuk. In L stance, because the weight is on the back leg, 70%, this is an obverse punch. With the right leg behind and the right fist punching, it's a Baro Apchimuk Juruji. Just a little point for you there. We have our Kyocha, we've done this. Kyocha Nerio... Kyocha Jumuk Nerimaki, Nulomaki, X-Fist pressing block. Kyocha Jumuk Nulomaki, X-Fist pressing block. We've covered the elbow in L stance. Yopal Kuptulgi. Okay. Here's one to think about. In Warang we have the after the elbow, when we pivot around, we have this technique here, and this is a inner forearm high side front block. So it's a mouthful, an inner forearm high side front block. So let's break that down into digestible pieces. We can make all of this up from previous terminology that we've learned already. So inner forearm, think back to your white yellow terminology. An palmuk, inner forearm. High, napunde. We think back to dangun, which are high punch. Napunde apchimuk. So this is an palmuk napunde, inner forearm high. Side front block is what's left. Side we know from side kick, yop. And then front we know from front punch or front fist, ap. And then maki is block. So the whole thing together, an palmuk napunde yop ap maki. An palmuk napunde yop ap maki. And this is a really good example of Lego blocks, as I call them. An palmuk napunde yop ap maki. An palmuk napunde yop ap maki. An palmuk napunde yop ap maki. And then you have Sunkal Debi Maki, and we've covered all that, right? So there's kind of all of the new techniques in Warang, I think. Let us think quickly about Chongmu. And I have my notes. Yeah, cool. Again, not a huge amount of new techniques in Chongmu, and nothing there that shouldn't be kind of digestible, or at least you should be able to make a good kind of attempt at, right? So let's kind of walk through the pattern. Dun, 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 dun. We know this one. We know yeah, okay. So knife hand, high front strike. Knife hand, high front strike. Again, it's easy enough to build, right? Knife hand, sunkal, high, napunde, front, ap, strike, teregi. So it's sunkal, napunde, ap, teregi. Sunkal, napunde, ap, teregi. Knife hand, high front strike. Second movement. Ding, ding, ding. You have your flat fingertip you've covered. Cover bending ready stance. Dun, 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 dun. Flying side kick, flying mid-air kick sometimes. Twimio, dolmio, yapcha, jiruji. Twimio, dolmio, yapcha, jiruji. Flying mid-air kick. That's not correct. This is twimio, flying side piercing kick. Twimio, yapcha, jiruji. Twimio, yapcha, jiruji. Mid-air kick is the flying back kick, sorry. Okay, bonus point for you there, free one. This is, in Chongmu, it's flying side kick. So it's twimio, yapcha, jiruji. Twimio, yapcha, jiruji. Where else do we go? Let me work through the pattern. L stance, low block. Have your grab. You have your knee kick. We've covered. You have your sunkal dong. So we've covered your sunkal dong. We've covered this already. But let's break it down into its actual component as I think about it, right? So it's Sunkal Dong Napunde Apmaki. Sunkal Dong Napunde Apmaki. So in Chongmu, when we come around after the knee kick, Sunkal Dong Napunde Ap Teregi. Sunkal Dong Napunde Ap Teregi. Sunkal Dong Napunde Ap Teregi. Yes. Sorry, I had to process that in my head. So let's break it down. Sunkal Dong, reverse knife hand. Napunde, high section. Ap, front, teregi, strike. Sunkal Dong, Napunde, Ap, teregi. Done with the hand under the elbow. Sunkal Dong, Napunde, Ap, teregi. Reverse knife hand, high front strike. Yeah, you have your Dalio Chagi, and then you have your back kick, Dwi Chagi. Again, you'll have to be doing these since you were yellow belt, so there shouldn't be the first time in the pattern, but not first time learning and doing these techniques. And this is what I mean about these videos not being comprehensive, right? So just because it's the first back kick you see doesn't mean you won't have been doing and should know back kick at this stage, right? So where do we go after that? You have your 360 jump. You have your bam 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 bam. You have your Dupamo Maki, pivot around. In the Anansugi you have here. Bakat Palmuk Kyunde Apmaki. Bakat Palmuk Kyunde Apmaki. So this is outer forearm, middle front block. Middle front block. Free point, it's middle. Free tip for your patterns. Shoulder high, not up here. Not above your shoulders. It's middle in Chongmu. It's middle. So outer forearm, middle front block. Bakat Palmuk Kyunde Apmaki. Bakat Palmuk Kyunde Apmaki. You have your two side piercing kicks, you come down and you have new one. In your L stance, you have your X knife hand checking block. X knife hand checking block. So a little bit of wrangling that needs to be done. But we can break most of it down. X we know, kyocha. Knife hand we know, sunkal. Middle, it's middle, so it's keonde. Checking you don't have, it's momchao. Momchao. Checking, momchao. And then block maki. So it's kyocha, sunkal, kaonde, momchao maki. Kyocha, sunkal, kaonde, momchao maki. Kyocha, sunkal, maki maybe as well. I mean, I've heard it this way. So Kyocha Sunkal Monchamaki, Kyocha Sunkal Monchamaki, Kyocha Sunkal Kaonde Monchamaki, depending on how specific you want to be. And at this grade, black tag, you should be specific, I suppose. That's this. You have your twin palm upward block next. Twin palm upward block. Again, if you've been paying any attention to the last videos, this one is easily put together. Twin, sang, palm, sunbarak, upward, olio, block, maki. Sang sumbarak olio maki. Sang sumbarak olio maki. Twin palm upward block. Sang sumbarak olio maki. And then you have your rising block and your front punch. And that's kind of all of your terminology there, right? I mean, what they might dig into is, what's double side piercing kick. Ijong yopchagi. Ijong yopchagi. These kind of things, right? So These are just terminology videos. They're not meant to be full theoretical explanations. We're not going into applications. We're not going into, rhythms and movements and timings and other sort of things that they could ask you, theories of power and all of these other questions that make up your theory part of your exam, right? Just terminology. So there's the new terminology from the red and black tag patterns. And this is going to kind of wrap our terminology videos. I'm not going to do black belt terminology because it's a whole other thing, and if I start down that path, I'll never finish doing other things that I want to do. So I will do it at some point, and I'll come to it at some point. But I want to just round off the color belt stuff first, and then go on with a few other bits and pieces. So yeah, a few interesting pieces coming around the corner. We have a few really cool things lined up, some interesting conversations coming down the road, and a really interesting idea as well around patterns that I'll sort of share in the next day or two. So yeah, that's the terminology stuff. Like we said, if you found value out of these, as always, give it a like and a share and a subscribe. Leave some comments. Let us know what you think. It's been really useful for me to do this because I'm revising my color belt theory as I go in prep for my fourth dan. And yeah, it's been kind of handy. So like I said, let us know if you have any questions or you want to talk about something else and have any ideas for content that you want to see us do. More than happy to shoot the breeze with you. Okay, cool. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.